Well, here on Times Radio Drive, we are following the Times Education Commission. It's a year-long project to examine the future of education, and it's being headed up by the Times' own Rachel Sylvester, who joins us now. Hello, Rachel.
Hi, John.
Hi, Rachel. So, another big session today. Tell us, what was the focus?
So today we were looking at levelling up or social mobility. One of the things that the pandemic has exposed and widened is the sort of gap between rich and poor pupils in what they achieve. And it's got greater since the pandemic. But we heard that actually, that gap was already there before the pandemic struck. And social mobility really has stalled in recent years, even though there was some progress made previously.
Yeah. And you heard today from one of the most successful business people and entrepreneurs out there. It's John Caudwell, who's a philanthropist as well as founder of Phones for You. Let's just have a quick listen to this.
We need to switch the emphasis from university to apprenticeship schemes, but then we need to have proper apprenticeships, not these poor, pathetic excuses.
So strongly expressed stuff there, Rachel, on that familiar theme of changing the balance between university learning and vocational and applied learning.
Yeah, and this is something John Caudwell feels very strongly about because he himself gave up his A-levels and took up an apprenticeship with Michelin Tyres. And he feels that successive governments have forced too many children and pupils into university and higher education. He said at one point that the government had driven people to universities to get kids off the dole, and it had been a terrible, terrible mistake, and that the children had been brainwashed into thinking that university was the only way. He said rather than this 50% who are currently going, he thought only about a quarter should go to university and the rest go on to high quality vocational training, in particular apprenticeships.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big theme in the education debate, and no doubt a big part of the focus of your, very wide-ranging remit.
Very much so. And it's really interesting, actually, how many of these apprenticeships now are becoming increasingly sought after. So some placements are more difficult to get now than Oxbridge places. And I spoke to Ewan Blair recently, Tony Blair's son, who said, apprenticeships now pass the middle class dinner party test. And in fact, some of the people we've been talking to worry that, the sharp elbowed middle classes are pushing out perhaps more disadvantaged children, even in this area.